Hello YouTube and welcome back to Fire Gaming Project. So in today's video, I'm going to do an Ayaka review. She is the actual, well for me at least, she's the final Inazuma character to review. I don't have Toma, but I've already reviewed all the other Inazuma characters and re-reviewed some of the ones recently because I had to do an updated one. But yeah, so Ayaka is the final Inazuma character I have not reviewed yet, so I decided to do it today. So before we get started, make sure you guys are subscribed, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and also leave me some comments and questions as well. Hopefully you guys also have Ayaka as well, because she was a very popular character that many people were waiting for, and she does deliver on that for all the wait that we did have, because she was in the original closed beta, and she wasn't released until 2.0 basically. So yeah, it was great to have her finally be released. So let's just quickly go into her setup and then we're gonna go kill the fire flower as per usual. I do have her at 90 out of 90. And her crit rate is really low, but that's because of her artifact set, which I will talk about. Her crit damage is okay, pretty decent. It's 237.5, which is just not bad. She does have energy recharge issues, so this could be higher, but I only have it at 147. The resistance part, sorry, the damage multiplier you can ignore. That's just based on the team that she's in right now, so that's not because of her. The crowd damage bonus is 73.6. Yeah, I did get her Mist Splitter. I did poll this, and that was one of my earliest polling videos for this channel. There was no voiceover back then because I didn't have a mic and all that. So anyway, but anyway, that was what it was. So I did get this, so I'm happy. This is her best in slot weapon. I won't go into it specifically, but I know that not many people went for it. So an alternative could be the Primordial Jade Cutter, because she does have energy issues. I could see people using like energy recharge related weapons such as a Skyward Blade on her. That's okay too, because she does have energy issues and she's still very strong overall, but definitely you want to stack more crit damage and attack on her instead. In terms of Aquila, that's not bad as well if you do use her normal attack more for the physical damage bonus. And then of course the Festering Desire is for her skill. Her skill is okay useful, but it's really majority of her damage comes from her burst. The Black Sword is not a bad option because there is some healing to it, and but it is a black battle pass weapon, so not everyone would pay for the battle pass. I get that, but yeah, it has crit rate as a substat, which is not bad. The Black Cliff Longsword though is not bad because it is crit damage substat, and it is currently in the Paimon shop, and I've talked heavily about this often, and I do highly recommend the Black Cliff series overall. The Flute is just an attack one. This could be an early game option, but definitely there are better options. The other options are she doesn't need the sacrificial. This is just for her skill to get like basically two procs of it. Yeah, I don't think you need this, although it does have energy recharge. If you are earlier game, maybe the prototype Rancor is okay because of the physical damage. Favonius, of course, because she'll have energy, and then if she crits, she gets more energy. I can see this being an okay build in the beginning until you get something better as well. And lastly, this one is also good, the Amanoma, because this is a craftable and it does suit her aesthetically. It is a katana after all. It's in her demo actually, character demo, and it does have an attack base substat, sorry. And the passive is similar to a energy recharge situation. The Lion's Roar is not going to be so good for her, and then that's pretty much all the weapons. Artifact wise, in my opinion, I feel like you should just go with the Blizzard Strayer, the 4-piece, because not only will you get the 2 pieces bonus, of course, but you can also get the additional crit rate basically for if they're frozen and or if they're affected by cryo. So that's why you can build her technically, as I said earlier, with a lower crit rate, because as long as you have her 4-piece, then it's fine. Now, the other aspect is that when you can team her up with someone that can give her frozen, which is someone with Hydro, then that also could be limiting, but it's also very good because it's good for her damage. It also holds them in place, especially small mobs, and in the Abyss as well. As you saw in my Abyss attempt video recently, that's what I needed. I needed her for the final floor, basically, to get those Sentinels in place. Her plus child, basically, right? Yeah, and then I don't have any of her constellations, but for those of you who are interested, this one is okay. It increases her normal and her charge attacks, and it deals cryo. to the opponents, and then it has a 50% chance of decreasing the cooldown of the skill, basically. This one is unleashes two smaller snowflakes, basically, for her ult, so it makes it more like a giant, like, her snowflake situation is more similar to Diluc's Phoenix. So in this sense, when you have the two extra snowflakes on the side, it just makes it wider. Of course, the two smaller ones have smaller damage, but I mean, if anyone was to go for anything, I can see people going for the C2 because it would just make her ult more stronger or have more radius, let's say, or more AoE. C3 is this +3 level. C4 is if this is her ult, then they will have their defense decreased by 30% for 6 seconds. So that's okay. It's not a bad thing, but it's not like a must-have. C5 is a three level increase, and C6 is a let's see, her charge attack damage will be increased, and then there's a buff. And yeah, basically C6 is not really that big of a deal, to be very honest. Yeah. So if you have to go for constellations, I would go for C2. Yeah. C3 would give her 3 levels for the ult, which is also good. Talent-wise, um, so this +10, don't be fooled, I didn't crown this. That's because I have Child on this team, and Child automatically gives +1 level to everybody, but I did keep her to level 9, because I do use her for normal attacks as well. Basically, I level 9'd her E as well. Her E is useful, but it is very brief, and the AoE is very small, but it is useful, though. For a quick freeze, or like when you're in close range, it's not bad. This is just her dash, and her dash also does tiny a little bit of damage. I believe, because it does chip away at those Abyss Lectors, their shields as well. So it is considered elemental damage at the very least. It's very tiny though, and it can also inflict freeze when the enemy is inflicted with a Hydro. Okay, and then this is her alt, and I did crown this. I did a crowning video recently, and she is one of the people that I crowned, one of the characters I crowned. Now it will look like her multipliers are low, but overall though she is very strong though. Her energy cost is 80 though, so that's why I said she does have energy issues. Then this one will just increase her normal and charged attacks a little bit more, and then this one will gain a little bit more, like she'll gain back some stamina, and she gains more cryo damage, sorry. And then the last one here is just when she crafts crafting weapon ascension materials, there's a 10% chance to receive double the product, which is not a bad thing to have. Okay, so let's just get to it then. I'm going to quickly break the shield using Child. I find that he's more consistent than Xingqiu because even though I have sacrificial sword for Xingqiu, I don't find that I can break the shield as fast as with Child, basically. Okay, and then so basically, yeah, I like doing that, and I don't mind her attacks. She's pretty strong overall, right? But then her, oops, oh, it's the camera angle. But the majority of her damage comes from that, basically. Yeah. So there you go. And then obviously I put an Aloy there just for the extra elemental resonance. As you saw, no one, like, I wasn't using the other characters. But anyway, I want to keep this short and brief. So I know that for a few of my more recent review videos, it ended up being a little bit longer than I expected. So I want to keep this brief. So I'll keep it here. I'll leave it here. And yeah, please stay tuned for the next one. And please do check out my other videos. Thank you guys so much. And I'll see you guys in the next one.